Good afternoon. Uh, Today we are going to start the new chapter number 5, magnetism and matter. So, till now we have completed 4 chapters, children. Electrostatics में 2 chapters हैं, that is electric charges and fields. Second chapter is electric potential and capacitance. Third one is current electricity. Fourth one is magnetic effect of current. And this is the fifth lesson, magnetism and matter. So this is the first video lesson of this chapter, magnetism and matter. So compared to other chapters, children, a large extent of a portion has been deleted in this chapter. We do not have the properties of a bar magnet, like calculating its dipole moment, calculating field along its axial line, calculating field along its equatorial line, torque on a bar magnet in a uniform magnetic field, potential energy of a bar magnet when it is rotated in the field, and also the dia, para and ferromagnetism. All these things have been deleted. Also the permanent magnets and temporary magnets, that are electromagnets. These parts are also deleted. So hardly it will take 2 to 3 classes to complete this chapter. Okay. So to begin with, in this chapter we have circular current loop. Circular current loop as a magnetic dipole. As a magnetic dipole and its a magnetic dipole moment. And its a dipole moment. That is magnetic dipole moment. This thing. So in a previous chapter we have derived expression for magnetic field due to a circular coil. We had 2 different cases. One is calculating the magnetic field at center, B equals mu naught I into N, where N is number of turns. So mu naught I into N divided by 2R at the center of the circular current carrying coil. Second one is calculating the magnetic field of the same coil but not at the center, at a point on the axial line. Okay. So taking that as a case, now we are going to derive the magnetic dipole moment. So the magnetic field of a circular loop, circular current carrying loop. If there is no current, there is no field. Current carrying loop at any point on its axial line is B equals to mu naught I into N divided by 2 into R square divided by X square plus R square whole to the power of 3 by 2. Do you remember this, children? Where R is the radius of the circular coil, X is the distance of point P on the axis from the center of the coil, where N is the number of turns, I is the current passing in the loop. And this is the expression for magnetic field. If you look at the diagram was drawn like this. So this dotted line indicates that this portion is behind the board and the solid line is on the plane of the board. So overall this coil exists perpendicular to the plane of the board. So from the center of the coil, here we have imagined the point P, and this distance is what X, and this distance is what R, and here we have imagined dB. So that is all different thing. I wanted to show you what is X and what is R. Okay. Now when you substitute x equals 0, when x equals to 0, you will get a magnetic field. X equals 0 means point P will come to the center. So magnetic field will become what? 0. Now instead of that, what we will do? X is very, very large as compared to R. Compared to radius of the coil, the point P is located far away at far away distance. Now, if X is very, very greater than R, then this R square effect in the addition can be what? Neglected. So you will get B equals to mu naught into I into N divided by 2 into R square divided by, this R square can be made 0, you will get X square whole to the power of 3 by 2. And don't ask me the question, children, you made this R square 0, why are you not making that R square 0? In approximations where the quantity is negligibly small, we make 0 only those things which are added or subtracted, but not the things that are getting multiplied. If we make it 0, then everything will become 0, that the magnetic field itself got 0. Okay, so R is made 0 because it is getting added to X square. So now this will be simplified as mu naught I into N divided by 2 into R square whole to the power of X cube. But children, we have defined the dipole moment in deriving the expression for torque on a coil. How did you write this expression? Tau equals to B naught. Tau equals to B naught sin theta. We have written. What is A? Area of the coil. Okay. And then we have taken this tau equals to B into I and A we have defined as a new quantity, that is sin theta, and we defined tau equals to not B cross M but is what M cross B, where M is defined as INA, ENA. That is the expression for dipole moment. Now writing this circular current loop as a magnetic dipole and its dipole moment. So we are heading towards this only. So but nothing is there in that way. So what do you do? I want to convert this R square into, N is there, I is there, but R square is there. So can I convert this R square into area? Means obviously yes. If I multiply this with pi and divide it with pi, this I will get pi R square. So that will be my area. So R B equals to mu naught into I into N divided by 2 into pi R square divided by pi X cube. Multiplying and dividing with pi. Right. So this will be, children, mu naught into I into N into pi R square is area of the circular loop, INA divided by 2 pi into X cube. Okay, right. Now this will be written as, in further step, mu equals to B equals mu naught. INA can be written as what? Capital M, known as magnetic dipole moment of circular current carrying loop. Okay, divided by 2 pi into X cube. Okay, or this will be written as B equals to mu naught by 4 pi. Instead of 2 pi, I am writing what? 4 pi. 2 has come extra. So here I am multiplying with this 2m by X cube. Have you seen this type of expression, children, in previous classes? During electrostatics, we have derived expression for electric field along the axial line of an electric dipole. What was the expression? Expression is electric field along the axial line E equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into 2p by r cube. Compare these two equations. We already have 4 pi in the denominator. Several times I told you, wherever mu naught comes in the numerator, denominator में epsilon naught आएगा, or in the denominator if epsilon naught comes, then mu naught. So this is a constant in the SI system, mu naught by 4 pi. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is also a constant in the SI system. 2 is there, 2 is there. Electric dipole moment, magnetic dipole moment. Distance of point P, distance of point P. Okay, so therefore this M is known as what? Magnetic dipole moment of. So circular current loop as a magnetic dipole. This is expression for electric dipole. Electric field of an electric dipole. Magnetic field of a magnetic dipole. Where is the dipole? This is the dipole. Which one? Circular current carrying loop is nothing but what? So therefore, if this is the magnetic field of a magnetic dipole, What is this? No need to write here, but I am just trying to bring the analogy between electric and magnetic fields. Electric field due to an electric dipole. This is electric field due to electric dipole, magnetic field due to magnetic dipole. So therefore you can conclude that a circular current loop will behave like a magnetic dipole. So you can make that statement. So therefore a circular current loop behaves like a magnetic dipole. Okay, with dipole moment M equals to INA. This is. Now we already discussed that magnetic dipole moment is a vector quantity. I is a scalar, N is a scalar, A can be a vector. How do you make A as a vector? A can be made as a vector by drawing normal to the area, that is plane of the coil. If this can be known, the direction of magnetic dipole moment can be known from right hand thumb rule, and that of the direction of area is also known by right hand thumb rule. If current is going in the clockwise direction, okay, normal will be drawn into the plane of the board. Suppose this is a coil lying. Current is going like this. It is there in the plane of the board only. Apply right hand thumb rule. This is the right hand thumb rule. Okay, so current is going here like this. Or right hand screw rule you apply, it will be easy. Screw rule is very easy to identify. So if you rotate a screw on its head in clockwise direction, if the rotation shows the direction of current, the advancement of the screw will show the direction of dipole moment or the direction of area. Okay, so area can have two directions, children. For this, area will have a direction normal into the plane of the board. If the current is going in the anti-clockwise direction, the screw should be rotated in the anti-clockwise direction. The screw will be coming out, so area will be directed outwards. So for this, M is pointing into the plane of the board because area is pointing into the plane of the board. The direction in which area points, in the same direction dipole moment also will point. For this loop, current is in the clockwise direction, area will be normal into the plane of the board, therefore dipole moment also will be into the plane of the board. By what rule? Corkscrew rule or right hand thumb rule. Thumb rule कैसे यूज करेंगे सर? यूज करो. एक करंट डाउन में आ रहा है, ऐसा पकड़ लेना इसको. ओके, ऐसा पकड़ लेने से फिर कहाँ देखना है? सेंटर में देखना है. Area is here, so your fingers should come like this and bend into the plane of the board. Here how do you see? Hold it like this. It's like this. Thumb is upward direction, your fingers will go into the plane of the board. So dipole moment is also into the plane, area is also into the plane. Area is a vector which is directed for this coil into the plane of the board. Therefore dipole moment is also into the plane of the board. Clear? So this is the topic. So simple. Only the problem is you should recall this expression in the examination. Show that a circular current carrying loop behaves like a magnetic dipole. Means this you have to do. For this, where from you begin? You begin from this only. So you should have practiced this many times in order to recall it in the examination. Only thing is, this are making x 0 or can be made 0, and remaining things are simple manipulations. Okay, right. So now what I do is, continuing this one, this body is not fixed properly. Continuing this one, where M equals to INA is the magnetic dipole moment of the loop, circular loop. So this is a vector, this is a vector. So m is a vector quantity. M is a vector quantity. SI unit. Okay, direction we will write. Direction is by right hand thumb rule. Or screw rule. Or screw rule. Okay. What else? SI unit. SI unit. I is ampere. N is number of turns, no unit. A is the area. So this is ampere into meter square. Dot not necessary. Ampere single space meter square. Clear, children? Very important for 2 marks. Fine. Now we go to the other topic. Exactly the reverse way. That Bohr magnet as an equivalent solenoid. Bohr magnet as equivalent solenoid. So analogy between solenoid and Bohr magnet. Solenoid as a Bohr magnet. For this also we make use of the same expression, that is B equals to mu naught I into N by 2 into R square by X square plus R square whole to the power of 3 by 2. So let us first draw a long solenoid whose length is very large as compared to radius. Okay. Then we try to bring its analogy with a Bohr magnet. So now solenoid, but sir, how is it that it is looking like a pipe? Solenoid is nothing but what? So many number of circular turns of equal radius placed besides one besides the other. Or rheostat, you just imagine. On the pipe of a rheostat, you are winding a wire very close to each other. So if you see from distance, it appears to be a pipe, but when you see very closely, there are large number of turns. Similarly, this also has got a very large number of turns that we are not showing. Okay. So this is R is the radius of this solenoid, where we did not have any importance for this radius, children. When we calculate this formula, what is that formula? B equals to mu naught I into N. What is this? What is this? It is a magnetic field along the axis of a solenoid. Axis kahan axis hai? Inside, interior of the solenoid along the axis mu naught I into N, where N is capital N divided by L, small l, that is length. Fine. Now instead of taking the length here, children, L, we take it as 2L. So the length of this is 2L. So that this will be the center. So this will be minus L and this will be plus L. Okay. Now from the center of the solenoid, this is a solenoid. Long solenoid. This is the center. From this point, at this point P, I would like to make the calculation for magnetic field. But along this axis from this point to this point I have expression. I have already had some calculation in the previous chapter using Ampere circuit law. This is one. Mu naught I into N. But from the edge of this solenoid at this point P, or from this edge at another point P, Q on the back side. So I would like to calculate what magnetic field. So we are going to use Biot-Savart's law only. For that we require what? A small current element. So let me write this, children, in the bottom. So it will be easy for you to understand. Minus L and this is plus L. So now what I do, here at some distance x from the central axis, this one, transverse axis, perpendicular axis, I imagine a small element whose thickness is dx. This is dx children. Dx is such a small that delta x will be tending to 0. Thickness is like this. When it becomes very very close, it will be dx. So at what distance this is located from central axis means this will be at a distance x, like this. So now what is our imagination is, consider a small element dx in the form of a ring, a circular coil whose thickness is what, dx, from the center, transverse center, at a distance what, x. I would like to make calculation first for magnetic field due to this dx, and then I will integrate. So at point P, now this is what children, this distance I name it as what, r. From here to here. So then how much it will become children? This will become r minus x, because this distance is x, r minus x. It is not a curve children. In the diagram it appears to be like this. You just imagine that it will be like this only. Everywhere it has the same shape. Okay. So don't think that sir it is curving inside. Will it not be less than r minus x? No. So just imagine it is like this. In a vertical plane only. This dx lies in the vertical plane. So the distance is what? R minus x. Okay. Fine. Now imagine the rheostat. Rheostat के ऊपर दो डॉट्स लगा के ऐसे खींच लो, आपको पता चलता है. Fine. So to use Biot-Savart's law, what is Biot-Savart's law? dB equals to mu naught by 4 pi into I dl sin theta divided by r square, where r is the distance of point P from the element. So this is my element, point P, this is my distance. This is the distance. How much is this children? How much is this distance? This dotted line, is it not equals to r? Okay. So right, perpendicular distance. Now this is nothing but what? R minus x. This is r and this, oh sorry. This will be r minus x children. R minus x. Is it clear? Fine. So now dx, the point P is located at a distance r minus x whole square plus r square under root. I repeat, point P is located at a distance r minus x whole square plus r square, because this element children which I have drawn a curve is not a curve. Why should I confuse you children unnecessarily? Let me draw it like this only. I hope this will be clear now. This is a ring that is going inside and then it is coming like this. Now it is clear. So this distance will be r minus x and this distance is what? R. So this will be root over r minus x whole square plus r square under root. Okay? Alright. So now so long solenoid means it will have very large number of turns. It's very difficult to count the number of turns from one end to other end. That's why we have a concept that number of turns per unit length. Let n equals to n by 2l, because total length is 2l, we have taken for our convenience. Otherwise l also you can take. Okay, let n equals n by 2l be the number of turns per unit length. Then number of turns in thickness dx. In thickness dx is n into dx, number density multiplied by the thickness. So these many number of turns will be there. In this, how many number of turns can be there means only n into dx. From here to here, how many number of turns is there? Capital number of turns are there. From here to here, what are the total number of turns? Capital N. Within this small element, how many number of turns will be there means this will be n into dx. Okay, right. That is n into dx is nothing but what? N by 2l into dx. Suppose this is 100 centimeter length. So this 2l will be got 100 centimeter. Okay, and this is a 1 centimeter length. This is 1 centimeter length. So, and from here to here there were only say 1000 turns. So 1000 turns divided by 100 centimeter length mein into this will be a 1 centimeter length. So 100 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 0, 0, 0, 0, this will be 10 centimeter cut. So 10 turns will be there. So 1 centimeter mein 10 turns will be there. That is how this calculation will go. If 100 centimeter length has got 1000 turns, 1 centimeter will have how much? 10 only, no? So the same calculation is shown here. N by 2l into dx. N is 10, n is 1000, 2l is 100, dx is 1 centimeter thickness. So 10 turns. Don't get confused with this. So then, now we write the expression for magnetic field at point P. So then, field produced by dx at P, at point P, is dB equals to, right children, is a circular loop only. On this, there is a circular loop like this, that dx. What is the expression? B equals to mu naught I into n divided by 2 into r square divided by x square plus r square whole to the power of 3 by 2. Right, dB equals to mu naught into I into n, number of turns. How many? Number of turns in the thickness dx is n into dx divided by 2 into r square. Where is r? This is r square. This is your r, this is point P, this is r. So the same thing, this is r, no change. R square divided by distance of point P from the center of the ring. Distance of point P from the center of the ring. Here, sorry, from here, this one. That is nothing but, not this r, this distance actually. This distance and this distance are same. So this is actually what we have here. So here is r square, sorry, r minus x whole square plus r square whole to the power of 3 by 2. So did you notice children how important is this formula? For previous derivation you have to use it directly. For current derivation also you are using it directly. So practice it well. Fine? Okay. Now we have imagined that it is a very long solenoid. So length is very large. Okay. Now how much large it is means compared to this distance of point P, it is small only. It is small only. Now if r is very greater than L, so compared to this point P, the length is smaller, and r is very greater than capital R, that is the radius of the solenoid, then what will happen? We will have an approximation dB equals to mu naught I into n into dx divided by 2 into r square divided by. When L itself is very very smaller than R, this one is very very smaller than this one, then this x will be still smaller, no? So that can be neglected. So this can be what made 0. And this also can be made 0 because R is very very large as compared to R. This can be. This cannot be made 0, children, because it is multiplying, whereas this is what adding. So you will get this is 0 and this is also 0. You will get when 0 हो गए तो R minus 0 will be what? R only. So R square whole to the power of 3 by 2. R square whole to the power of 3 by 2. Clear? Right. Now we will proceed. So dB equals to mu naught I into n into dx divided by 2 into capital R square by square, and this 3 by 2 will cancel. You will get what? R cube. So this is a magnetic field produced by this small element. Field produced by dx. Then what is the field produced by this entire solenoid at point P? This much part of the solenoid is producing this much field. Entire solenoid produces how much field here? Well, total field produced by entire solenoid is B equals to, we just go for integration. Summing all the smaller magnetic fields produced by this element, this element, this element, this element, here, 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 here. So we have divided this into two parts. One is plus L, other is what? Minus L. Therefore, from minus L to plus L. Definite integrals. So substitute the value. The integral minus L to plus L mu naught into I into n into dx divided by 2 into r square by r cube. Seems to be very big integration, children, but nothing is integrable. Mu naught is a constant, I is constant, n is constant, 2 is constant. These two r's are also constant. Only dx is what integrated. Fine? So, how simple is this, you see? So this will be mu naught into I into n divided by 2 into capital R square by small r cube integral minus L to plus L this dx.